Chapter 1, April 2010. The Crossing. Fear gripped me as my children and I arrived at the Ukraine-Moldova border crossing. It was busy for a Sunday afternoon. Guards were everywhere, automatic weapons tucked at their sides, snarling dogs at their feet. The guards looked irritable, as though the amount of traffic was bothersome. I'd passed through this border dozens of times in the past year. A wedge of Moldova encroaches into Ukraine between Odessa and Izmail. Directly over the road I had to take back and forth on adoption business. But the passengers jamming the buses I rode had always shielded me. Today, I couldn't hide among the sea of faces. Breathe, I told myself. Act normal. But I was anxious. Had the prosecutor gotten word to the border control that I was leaving with my Ukrainian son? Would they have a copy of the outdated warrant with my young son's name on it? I stole a glance at our driver, Sasha. En route to the border, he had tried to reassure me that everything would be fine. He would take care of us and get us into Moldova. I sought reassurance from him now, but found that his easygoing smile was gone. In its place was a stern, intimidating look. His chiseled jaw was clenched, and the muscles along his jawline twitched. His tan arms were grasping the steering wheel so tightly that I could see the outline of every muscle there. God, please take care of us, I prayed. Please, get us out of here. You are faithful. Even though I knew Sasha was a man of faith, how well did I really know him? I had met him barely 2 hours earlier. Friends who'd introduced us had told me few details about him, other than that he was a quick thinker, a skilled kickboxer, and a competitive knife fighter who refused to flinch in the face of danger. Could I trust that he would be true to his word to help us? I thought so. I hoped so. As we pulled to a stop, I could feel my muscles tensing and quivering uncontrollably. My eyes scanned the line of silver, black, and white cars ahead of us. A soldier in fatigues interrogated passengers as he stood at the driver's side window of a car at the front of the line. He shifted his weight and casually slung his machine gun over his shoulder, a constant reminder of who held power. I took in the other soldiers patrolling the congested checkpoint. A few were clustered together chatting casually. Others were interrogating the drivers and passengers. About a half a dozen officers kept a firm grip on German shepherds that tugged at their heavy chain-link collars, sniffing and growling every so often. With every move, the guard dogs seemed eager to tear at something or someone. My fear mixed with resentment. For the past 11 months, I had lived in a constant state of unknowing, dread, and apprehension. But today it was magnified. My life and the lives of my children were on the line. The officer ahead of us finally waved the driver on. We slowly inched forward, closer to the moment of truth. 1 car down, 3 more to go. The conversation Sasha had tried to keep going on the drive here was gone now. He kept his eyes fixed on the soldiers, watching their every move. An officer shouted at the passengers in one of the cars parked off to the side of the line, as another soldier motioned for the next car to pull forward. 1 more car sat ahead of us. As Sasha again crept forward, I forced myself not to look at my watch, not to panic. Please shield us, God, I whispered. Don't let them recognize us. I forced my gaze back inside our vehicle and toward the back seat of our cramped, compact car. My children, JC and Jake, were huddled together in the center of the seat, transfixed by a Disney movie they were watching on the portable DVD player I brought from Michigan. Our bulky green suitcase took up most of the space on the seat next to the children, and even though JC was only 9 and Jake 4 and tiny for his age, the 2 children sat hip to hip. Jake's head was tipped against JC's shoulder, and her hand rested lightly on his arm. Thank God they were distracted from the scene around them, didn't know a fraction of what had taken place over the past 11 months, and had no idea of what could occur within a matter of moments. Kim, the now familiar heavily Ukrainian